All right, ladies and gentlemen, this guest right here, man, he's been on before. He's our first repeat guest, man. We're excited to have him. Former second-round pick of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And he's balling out per usual, ladies and gentlemen, out of Notre Dame, Mr. Stephon Tuitt. Tuitt, what's good, baby?
Good to see you. Good to hear from both of you again. Thanks for having me again.
No doubt, man. You know, man, we were hyped. We said, man, Tuitt, he was doing his thing last year. He back doing his thing again, man. Let's get him back out here.
Yeah, true. Blessings on blessings. I'm glad to be back on the football field.
Facts, man. Hey, so talk a little bit about, man, just how your body's been feeling. Recovering last year from the pec injury. Just how's that been going on for you so far this year?
Well, the pec is back stronger than it was even last year. You know, when you hurt,
that
the way when you get hurt, the way I got hurt at the time that I got hurt, I had nothing but time. So I just got an opportunity to just really train my whole body and just fix a lot of things. And also with that time off, I got a chance to heal other things on my body too as well that were probably nagging. So it actually ended up being a benefit for me for my second half of my NFL career push.
I like that. There we go. And now talk a little bit too, man, mentally, what was that like for you? Because you were off to a crazy start last year, man. We were over here looking like, yo, he's about to get Pro Bowl, all pro, double-digit sacks. Like, it's happening. And then you got hurt, man. So just mentally, man, what was that like for you?
Oh, it was devastating. You know, we played together.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you work every year to get better and better and better, and finally everything clicks and it's all taken away from one play, you know, that could be very hard mentally. At the same time, you just get a chance to understand, like, you're in a dark place for a long time until you get able to get out of it. And, you know, it's very important to have very good people in your corner during those times, because it's just as if, like, you worked hard for all that time just to be hurt within 5 or 6 games of the season and not able to come back or play again. It was very devastating from that manner. But I just kept my head and my faith. I continue to push and just don't quit. I had a non-quit mentality and was excited to get back on the field with these guys and once again prove that I'm a top caliber defensive lineman in the NFL.
I love it, man. And for you, man, you know, just seeing you be able to be resilient like that. I thought back to, I think it was 2016, man, first game of the year against Cleveland. You end up, you know, hurting your bicep. And I just remember being frustrated, like, dude, you put so much work in. We know how talented you are, to see it taken away, man. So it's good to see you stayed up, man, positive spirits. And now you're reaping the fruits of those blessings, man.
Yep, and just take it in one game at a time. And, you know, we surrounded by great players, so it makes it easier, too, not having to always have 2 blockers or anything like that.
Ain't that the truth?
Can you talk about Big Ben's return and what it means for the defense? Maybe there's little nuances or little things that the average person or fan wouldn't understand that his, you know, return, like just what's been the difference from last year to this year?
Well, I think last game just showed you right there what his return is like. We was only on the field for like, what, I think 40-something snaps. That was
crazy.
You know, that right there tells you like what his return means. But no, this guy, 17, 18 seasons so far with the Pittsburgh Steelers, a Hall of Fame future quarterback. This guy done seen every defense you could possibly throw at him. And just like you said, he got poised. He's been in this game many, many years, and he understands this game from all aspects. And I think he gives a lot of the guys on the offense confidence too, especially when you got a guy like that slinging the ball around. It always give you a chance, and that's all you need.
Talk about that, man. That's the truth. Now, y'all sitting at 3-0, man, undefeated, starting out the season, man. Just talk about what have you been most impressed with from y'all as a whole right now?
Well, right now, I like that, you know, we had a game where the offense did really good and helped us, especially in this last game where we gave up 21 points. We also had a time when the defense did pretty good when our offense was trying to catch up, you know, and do their part to help us come through and win the game. I think right now, I think our team is really good when it comes to being able to answer for each other and be there. And that's what we're going to continue to do. And when we have games where both sides are clicking, I think that's going to be a very scary sight. So, you know, without any preseason games, and for us to be 3-0 right now, as if like, you know, 3-0 in a preseason type mode,
right,
but it's in a regular season mode, I think that's really good. And because it's not like we're going against you know, teams that's, you know, just out here having any other type of guys. Like, they have their starters out here too, just like we do. So every win count in the league, and for us to continue to push in every week in and week out and keep getting these wins is huge. But when we start clicking together, I think we got a very scary team.
No question, man.
What's been the most surprising thing to you about having no fans in the stadium, whether it's good or bad?
Well, I'll probably say from the energy standpoint, the fans always bring the energy. And it's just like, things kind of hit differently without the fans there. It does feel like a practice sometimes, but you have to that's I would probably say that's the con side of it. The pro side of it is, it kind of almost back to Little League in a weird way when it comes to just like you, your team, and probably just having your family around. It's really just there, just being like supporting your teammates, and while you go into these games and play, and creating that own energy for yourself and your team. And I think that's a little bit of the rawness that's kind of back in this season.
That's different. See, I like that right there. Now, with the Titans game, man, being moved from Sunday at 1:00 to either Monday or Tuesday, just talk about how you've been handling this situation, man. I know it's very fluid right now.
Well, you know how we handling it. We handling it like we're going to be prepared to play Sunday, but then they just changed that. So we handle it now like we're prepared to play Monday. But whenever they choose to play the game, we're going to be prepared to do it, and we're not going to stay off from it.
There we go.
What was your initial reaction to the news that they had, 3 players test positive? I think, the news dropped yesterday. Yeah. So what was your initial reaction?
Well, the initial reaction is, of course, what everybody else is thinking. Everybody got family members back at home. And, when they done playing this game, when we done practicing, when we done playing football games, we all go back home to our families. And I have a wife. I have 2 kids. Cam have wives and 2 kids. Tyson have a wife and a couple kids. It's just like, a lot of these guys, they're veterans now. Our families at home. So I guess the risk is, going to a game like this and having your coming back and having your family contract this virus, I think could have, a little mental psyche, wall for players to like get over. But, like I said, I told my wife to leave for a couple of days. And, after I take my test and do the things that I need to do, if everything is clear, she could come back. But I think we all know the sacrifices we chose to do to be able to play this game we love. And I think our families understand that too as well.
Man, I'm actually glad that you talked a bit about the family side of it, because I do think that's what's getting lost throughout this whole COVID situation, especially when it comes to sports. People forget that you guys have wives, you have family members that you're going back home to and potentially are jeopardizing and things like that, man. So that's good to hear that you're taking precautions and things like that,
Yeah, and you just have to. It's just because, like you said, we all play this game to be able to create a second opportunity for ourselves afterwards. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you don't want to play this game while you're jeopardizing the possible chance of losing the life of a loved one. And I think some of those people already opted out if they had any, I guess, underlying issues that probably would have been affected by the COVID. We were blessed enough to not be involved in that situation. But in the situation that we are probably going to be in now, with a possible chance of playing an outbreak team that could not, like somebody could be hiding, like there could be a person hiding with the underlying issue going on into the game. And, we may end up all getting it, but we won't know till that time to come back home and bring that to our families. That is, like you just said, people don't know that. And that's the risk we take. So that's why I said I speak to my family. We're very upfront, very honest with things that we, especially like games like this going in, saying like, hey, you need to be gone for like 10 days. You need to be gone for like a week or 2 weeks. You need to have this opportunity to be with your parents or my parents and the kids too, to get away. And even though we're like away from our families for a couple weeks, it's just precautionary. It's just, hey, I may have something, and if I do, I don't want you guys here. I'd rather wait it out, get this out of my system, and then you guys can come back. I wouldn't want to pass this to you. And then you passing this to you, and you see your family and you passing it to your family. There's a lot of risk at that.
Very true, man. And like I said, man, we definitely tip our cap to you guys for that, man, and keeping you in our prayers as well, man. But
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt. But come on, my brother. You already know this, man. Now, Derrick Henry, man, we've seen the type of running back he is. We know what type of success he's been able to have this season thus far. Just talk about the challenges of stopping him this week, man. What's that like for you guys?
Man, that man is a elk. That man is a full-out moose. That man, it's unbelievable for a man that size to move the way he moved.
It's crazy.
That's why you see why I can see why the secondary have problems tackling a man that big. He's basically as deep as an end running.
Seriously,
it's unbelievable. Man. Yeah, but I think of a guy like him, we just got to play stout. And almost like old school football, stay in our gaps and stop him before he really gets moving, because once he gets moving, it's hard. He's a hard man to bring down, and he got a very powerful stiff arm that he be just completely throwing people off with. So we just need to make sure we stop him from getting going and getting into second gear, and we should be fine.
I like that.
Now, do you have any other concerns coming up to this Tennessee game, whether it is like traveling down there, having the extra day, maybe how that affects the schedule for the weeks going forward? Or I don't know if there's just like a general sentiment, maybe some conversations that you guys have had amongst the locker room just going forward into this game. It could even be on the field outside of the Derrick Henry talk, but just anything, I guess, that's sticking out to you in your mind that's maybe a general sentiment within the locker room.
Well, no, I think if you're inside the locker room and hearing it from the coach's standpoints, I think if you're in football, especially in professional league or any professional sport you play, you just don't like uncertainty. And I think that's basically the biggest issue right now is uncertainty, because every day is a plan. Everybody got a ritual that they do. Everybody got something they do before they go and play the next game.
Creatures of habit.
Right now, yeah. And so right now you have uncertainty. And I think that's the biggest thing that's probably the biggest issue for players, coaches, and the NFL in general itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now I have a quick question. It's maybe kind of a funny question, but I got a ritual going on right now. Little superstitious. I got a beard that I'm growing. We're 3-0 right now. I'm predicting the same record every week. Do you have a ritual that's, I don't know, maybe getting messed up a little bit, or some type of superstitious thing that you have going on?
I just had this conversation with TJ and Cam actually today about superstitions and rituals and things like that. And Cam was like, he's going to cut his hair off if you don't get a sack. Just things like that, And, TJ was talking about how he don't have it. And then as he was explaining it, he was explaining all the superstition things that people would have. So I just think I don't really have a superstition. I just believe in I don't call it superstition because it's the regular thing that we do. That's just, like I said, get your workouts in, get your IVs in, just do all the things that you do already when you start training camp. And, you'll be fine. I feel like if I miss one of those, then I'll probably be like a little weirded out.
I like that. Now, before we let you go, man, we got to ask you, man, you got another Notre Dame guy on the team, Chase Claypool, man. Just talk about what that's been like for you guys, man. And particularly you having another Notre Dame guy on the squad with yourself, man.
Well, it's two of us now, so we leprechauns out.
Oh man,
go Irish, represent 574. That's what we do. No need to throw up gang signs.
We throw up our fists. 574.
That's how we are, But Claypool, you got a chance to see the talent he is, and I said it on my Twitter when we first drafted him, and I said it to teammates. I think this guy got a chance to be a very good receiver. He's physical, he's fast. He would have a problem for the safeties and DBs in the NFL. And once he get everything down packed, especially after this year, he already doing big things. But especially as time come along, that he start understanding the offense, I think he'll be a real problem. And you already heard it from an All-Pro DB himself, Joe Hayden. I think he ended up saying that this guy is a problem for DBs, and you're already seeing flashes of that now.
No question, man. Yeah, you watch him on tape, dude. He flashes. It's crazy, man. Big time catch radius. I'm preaching to the choir right here, man. So yeah, but that's dope though, man. I'm glad that you enjoying your Notre Dame brother, your 574 brother in the building. Hey, but man, we really appreciate you, man, hopping back on with us again, man. Always fun talking with you, man. Wish you nothing but the best. Definitely, like I said, praying for you through this whole situation too, man. And just keep being great, bro.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you.